chunk out of it, and still wound up cutting in two choruses, but it still worked with the chorus that I had. And it was perfectly sung. So it looked like Sinatra was actually singing in that regard.
It looked like he was singing. It didn't sound like him, but it looked it.
Well, no, it looked like it after I'd sunk the sound and removed your audio.
Once my voice was gone, it was perfect.
Yeah. And same thing with my voice with Jiminy Cricket for a chorus. Now, when we got to Casey's footage...
Good.
No editing, speeding up or slowing down to the song, adding or subtracting music, or cutaways could make even a stanza work.
Yeah, just overall, if anyone if anyone needed to extract information from another person, all they would have to do is strap them somewhere where they can't escape and play that entire singing sequence. And this is not just Casey. It's not just Casey. Play the entire sequence from when I begin singing to when Casey finishes, and that person will spill their guts and ask for their brains to be spilled as well.
Well, to be fair, the original scene would have run 15 minutes if we had done the entire songs. Now,
so instead of being tortured for, 8 minutes, let's extend it for 15. So you really suffer.
Well, no, you want to hear how bad it is? After I cut it down, it turned out to be 4 minutes and 58 seconds. So 5 minutes, let's say. So 5 minutes... or 15 minutes. Either way, somebody's going to wind up sparing their guts.
Yeah, exactly. Forget about waterboarding. This is the new waterboarding. Playing this sequence from losing control over and over again. Actually, to be honest, it would take just a single viewing and you'd get all the information you needed. It was really that bad.
Yeah, this would have been like... Hey, you know that song, Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini?
Yes.
You remember the scene in 1, 2, 3 where they're torturing Crazy Otto, who's married to the daughter of the Coca-Cola president, and James Cagney has to go try to get him out because he's under questioning for being a traitor to the Communist Party in Moscow, Russia. And they play that thing as a way of torturing him, so that later on he starts singing it in Cagney's office when he's passed out, and Cagney tries to hit him with a grapefruit. That would have been a good replacement for that song. Let's put it that way.
That sequence is rightfully locked away.
Yeah. So, now you've heard about the long lost sequence that you will never see. Hopefully that should suffice. The next point that I have is, so we did all those things. We did the movie. The movie went well. We shot the retrospectives. That went well. There was one scene during that movie though that it is not talked about, except for a couple of lines in one of the special features. Do you remember the one I'm talking about? I'll give you a hint: missing audio.
Yes.
Okay, you ready to reveal the one outtake that we had during that we didn't get audio for? No, I had to pretend like I was throwing up, and I had my head over the bowl, and oh boy, it was awful smelling. Somebody had just used it.
Suffering for your art.
Yeah, so I was inhaling somebody else's anal fumes.
Oh, wow.
So it's really method acting.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have done Best Supporting Actor in my own life story. But I went and suffered through it, but I couldn't make it a take without gagging that particular time. And literally, we saw the person leave 20 minutes before we tried to go in to shoot the sequence. And Mike will attest to this. I was gagging left and right. And Casey was laughing too much while he setting up the camera to attest to it, but I'm sure he'll agree.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, he knows it's it. So I went and again, I had my head in the bowl and I was gagging. So Mike says, "Here, let me help with that." Now, Casey's rolling the entire time, even though I said cut, cut, cut. And so we look and we see the soap dispenser on the counter near the sink in the little bathroom that looks like a stall for a horse with less space.
Yes, a lot.
Or a broom closet.
Yeah, it was a broom closet.
Yeah. No windows, no nothing. Big fire hazard. Anybody in there that doesn't smell smoke, they're screwed.
That's right.
So, anyway, this was the bathroom that we were working in. And so we found the soap dispenser. So Mike went and squirted in the soap into the toilet. Now, what typically happens when you squirt soap is it comes out in a little blotch, right?
Yes.
Okay, and soap is usually white unless otherwise colored, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so when I say that a white circle formed at the top of the bowl where you squirted it in, it was the last drop of soap, mind you, and the rest of the soap formed a line going all the way down to the porcelain at the bottom of the bowl. Anybody get a visual yet?
Yeah,
so,
I made it worse.
Yeah, well then you'll appreciate it when you looked at it and went, "That don't look right." And I said, "Yeah, Maxwell House," and you went, "Maxwell House?" I said, "Yes, good till the last drop."
Oh.
And you and I can be visibly seen throwing ourselves all over the bathroom laughing at that remark because of how silly it was.
Let me ask you,
Yes.
what happened to the audio for that?
I think you're better off asking this standing Lebanese gentleman over here. Tell me, Abu, what happened? Go ahead. Tell the folks what happened to it.
With the audio?
Yeah.
There was
no audio.
There was nothing to tell. There's no audio.
There's audio. Well, there was audio difficulties.
Yeah,
Audio
that's true.
difficulties. Is that what you call a hiss that's louder than the snake in the grass next to the house?
Because I kept seeing the levels going, so I didn't, but then, to not get anything, it's like, what?
No. Of course, we didn't discover that we had shot this entire sequence without audio.
Now, see, it would have been bad, but when we had discovered it, we had wasted 65 minutes without audio.
Right. No, it was...
So you can imagine my day of editing when I saw that.
Yeah.
A major gaffe, and I remember you saying, Mike, we have to refilm a sequence. No, we don't. I am not refilming anything else. I am finished. And then you said, we don't have any audio. So,
you
and you were like, what the hell happened?
You don't want the masses to see, something without audio.
Not usually.
Well, that does happen, I mean, not, it's not usual, but
Yeah, but most people can afford the microphone.
I have come across a few videos on YouTube, and I said, "Where the hell's the audio?"
Well, I say that every time I watch somebody's home movies, but
oh, yeah, that I remember being upset that we had to refilm the sequence, especially
you were
because
upset.
it was a
What the hell was your problem? My head was in the toilet.
yeah. Well, the
Literally.
problem was it was going to have to go back there, right?
Yeah. The thing that comes to mind for me, anyway, I don't know about you listening to it, but yeah, I think Casey will definitely agree when I tell this little anecdote is when I see myself, when I'm watching it anyway, with my head in the toilet, the only thing that comes to mind is Austin Powers when he's drowning the guy in the toilet and going, "Who does number 2 work for? Who does number 2 work for?" And he flushes at the end of it. giving the dead man a swirling. So that's kind of what comes to mind every time I see that. That and the stories that you just heard. So that said, we talked a little bit about it during the shooting the shit, which is actually coming up next. So you'll hear it. We taped it out of order, but you'll hear it next. And this is kind of just like the latest news with KC. So would you like to kind of fill us in with what some of your latest stuff has been? Like what you've been doing as far as actor studio or whatever?
Actor studio. It's acting class.
So I'm being generous. Acting class, yes.
Yeah, acting class at Diversity Studios, and I'm signed up for the second one of those. And then in the summer, I'm going to do the auditioning workshop. That's why I've been doing involved with that, and of course, looking for work, teaching RE this semester at church during the 11 o'clock service versus the 9 o'clock service.
RE standing Republican election.
No, religious education.
Oh.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I thought it was Resident Evil, but
Apocalypse.
And it's much more spiritual. I mean, there is religious aspects to it, but I mean, as compared to Catholic or something, it's not to that degree.
That we know of, yeah. But so you've been teaching RE, you've been inside the actor studio, and you can hear the monologue or a fragment of it in the next podcast, which you did a great job with, by the way, sir. As we said, and again, where the hell was that when we were doing this? That's going to be my new point. It's the cat shaver, So that brings us, I guess, to wrap up stuff. We have, I guess, a couple of points. Up next, for those of you who will tune in again, is Shooting the Bull, or is the title of the episode, because we can't say shooting the shit unless we cite Kevin Smith's book and the publishers thereof, and Mr. Smith himself, who actually just compiled the best of his Smodcast recordings with Scott Mosier and his wife and whatnot, which it's an excellent book. It's even better listening to the audio. Go download the 100 and plus recordings. I think we're around 160 or so at this point, 165 almost. So go download those. They're great fun to listen to. and all of them are really worth listening to. So if you find anything Kevin Smith, podcast related, video or otherwise, download it, watch it, listen to it, burn it to a disc if you can. It's incredibly fun.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, you will agree that this is somewhere